Hello, welcome back to another mail day video. This is going to be a double bill. I have already opened one of the packages, which you'll see the footage of in just a second. I've decided to meld the two package openings into one video. Basically, two packages turned up today. I was going to do separate videos. Now I'm going to do them both in the same video. Here's the beginning of the video. I think that's right. Okay, so today I got a package in the mail from a fellow YouTuber, VeZius, who told me he was sending me something, and it feels like there's two things in here. Let me explain. A couple of years ago he sent me the Massive Cinema Touch of Evil steelbook, which I think is on the shelf here. Very, very nice steelbook. One of my favorites, in fact. So he very kindly sent me this, but it didn't have the J card, the backing card with all the information and stuff like that, and that was no problem whatsoever. And then about a month or two ago he said, hey, I actually found that J card if you still want it. And I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, the film has like 5 different versions and stuff, so it would be nice to kind of see the information. But he said he was going to send me something else. So once again, very kind of him to send me something. So I have the package here. I'm going to open it up and take a look at what's inside. Looks like we have a note. Spoilers within. Okay, so Luke, here is the long lost J card for Touch of Evil, and then there's quite a lengthy note inside, so I guess I should... Okay, so we have 2 Blu-rays in here. I'm not going to read the note so I don't spoil myself. So let's take a look at what they are. If I can navigate this bubble wrap. Alright. Okay, we have the editor. I have no idea what this is, have never heard about it. I'm assuming it's some kind of horror film. I don't recognize any of the actors' names. Let's have a look at the back. VeZius was once the greatest editor the world had ever seen. Since a horrific accident left him with 4 wooden fingers on his right hand, he's had to resort to cutting pulp films and trash pictures. When the lead actors from the film he's been editing are murdered, Ray is fingered as the #1 suspect. The bodies continue to pile up in this absurdist giallo thriller as Ray struggles to prove his innocence and learn the sinister truth lurking behind the scenes. Sounds pretty fun. We've got audio commentary, a making of documentary, featurettes, deleted scenes. Pretty cool. So, you know, I'm all about editing, so a horror movie called The Editor sounds pretty fun to me. So that's a cool one that I'll probably be checking out this October. And then we have the J card with the second Blu-ray, or maybe he's just put a case around it. Just figured it. What? Hang on a minute. Right. Okay. We have the J card, which I can now reunite with its owner. Nicely done. Okay, so here's the second Blu-ray, which I was not expecting in a million years. We have... Oh, hang on. Sounds like the disc is moving around. Let's sort that out first. Okay, we have Body Bags. Holy shit. Awesome. John Carpenter film, kind of. Technically a John Carpenter film. I've been wanting this for so long. I've been wanting this for years, ever since I first watched it. It's the Scream Factory, Shout Factory, whatever you want to call it, edition. And it has the slipcover. Wow! I've been wanting this with the slipcover for so long. I knew that it was one of those titles that the slipcover was gone. And I know it's only a piece of cardboard, but what can I say? When I want my John Carpenter collection to look like is the best possible quality editions for every film. And that's why I kind of wanted this. So, thank you so much. This is awesome. I've wanted this for so long. I can finally add it to my John Carpenter collection now, and I'm really excited to see the film again in high definition for the first time, to watch all the special features. We got an audio commentary with John Carpenter across most of the segments of the film. It is a 3-story kind of anthology horror film. A featurette of John Carpenter and a trailer. So happy with this. This is such a fantastic film. I love all 3 segments. The first one is brilliant. The second one is a lot of fun, and then the third one's really dark and twisted and stars Mark Hamill. There's a bunch of great cameos in here from horror legends, and John Carpenter himself there plays this kind of almost like the Crypt Keeper, kind of introducing the stories between each segment, and he's very goofy and campy, but I loved it. So, ah man, this is awesome. Thank you so much. I'll get to the note now. I'm assuming that you saw me say somewhere that I really wanted that with the slipcover, or it's just one of those really weird coincidences. So let's take a look at the notes. Luke, here is the long lost J card for Touch of Evil. Thank you very much. I also sent you a couple of my unneeded spare Blu-rays. Body Bags is one of my favourite horror movies. I would say the same. I highly recommend you to watch it this Halloween to set the mood for this lovely time of the year. Sorry that the slip is a bit beat up, that's why it is a spare copy. Okay, so you didn't know how much I loved this film and how much I really wanted it? Because that's kind of funny if you didn't. And it just happened to be a spare copy you had, because I'm so happy with that, man. That's fantastic. The Editor is a pretty fun spoof film about giallo slashers. Okay. If you haven't seen many of those yet, then I recommend getting familiar with those before watching the film. Makes sense. It's the same kind of thing as with Mel Brooks films. You need to watch the films that it is spoofing to get the most out of it. Take care, Luke. I hope you enjoy the films VeZius. Thank you very much. That's awesome. And some great advice for The Editor, which I had no idea was a spoof. And the only giallo films I've really seen are Argento stuff, Phenomena, and Suspiria. So I don't know if they even count, and whether I'd have a good knowledge of giallo tropes to kind of get the jokes in The Editor. But that is so cool. Body Bags, awesome, awesome. Love this film so much. I'm definitely gonna probably do a video on this in October, and then we have The Editor. So fantastic, man. Thank you so much. Very generous of you. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, as a John Carpenter fan, this is really, really cool. So I decided to actually include another package that I got today. I got two packages, and this second one has a film that kind of relates to what I just showed you in the package from VeZius. So let's just quickly open it up. It's from Amazon, and I honestly thought this was a dead in the water. It hadn't turned up for about 8 weeks, I think. Almost, yeah, about 2 months now. And here it is. I don't know where these packages go when they take months to arrive, but we have it here, and I'm quite surprised that the steelbook in this package arrived unscathed in just a jiffy bag. But it seems to be a good working order, and the reason I decided to include this package is because we have another John Carpenter film from Scream Factory, Shout Factory, The Fog, the new release steelbook, which is like 16 bucks or something. It's like cheaper than the regular special edition, which I've always wanted, but again, didn't want to risk it without the slipcover. I want to get nice editions for these films. Now, they did, there's a lot of glare on this, so I'll open it up and we'll have a look at the inside artwork and stuff, if there is any, I don't know. They announced these new John Carpenter steelbooks, which, you know, only 10,000 manufactured, so I'm sure that they're going to be flying off the shelves and going out of print in no time. Not. I think that's quite an ambitious print run, but I'm not complaining because they were cheap, and I, you know, kind of, part of me did kind of want to get all three of these. Oh, it's quite glossy actually, so probably a fingerprint magnet. I did want to get the other three steelbooks. I think it was, or the other two. Was it three? Two? I can't remember. They did Escape from New York, They Live, and I think this one. Okay, so I did want the other two, but I already have the Shout Factory of Escape from New York. I already have the steelbook from the UK of They Live. Gorgeous artwork. And when these came out, people were like, "Oh, this artwork is terrible. I can't believe that Shout Factory are doing this. It's such awful artwork." And oh yeah, the back of this is quite not scratched, but like there's lots of marks on it, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I think the artwork is stunning. I love the design that they've done across these new steelbooks, and still some glare. There you go. Really, really cool. I do enjoy The Fog quite a bit. There's no inside artwork, but they did include a quote there from Edgar Allan Poe. What is it? "It is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream." I wonder if David Lynch likes Edgar Allan Poe. Anyway, so we have The Fog from Shout Factory. Really nice steelbook there. $16, really good price, and it's loaded with special features, which I'm excited to get to whenever I feel like getting to them. And we have the J card right here. Audio commentary of the writer-director John Carpenter and writer-producer Deborah Hill. Audio commentary with actors Adrienne Barbeau, Tom Atkins, and production designer Tommy Lee Wallace. I believe that one was recorded for this release specifically. Interview with Jamie Lee Curtis, which I've read is very good. A recent interview. Tales from the Mist, Inside the Fog. Fear on Film, Inside the Fog. The Fog, storyboard to film. Horror's Hallowed Grounds, a look at the film's locations. Outtakes, theatrical trailers, TV spots, and photo gallery. So absolutely loaded with special features, as Scream Factory tend to do with most of their releases. So that's awesome. Really happy to get that in the collection. My John Carpenter Blu-ray collection is growing quite steadily. I'm really happy with it. There's still quite a few that I need to get, and still quite a few that need to be released, I think, too. So, The Fog. And I really like The Fog too. I love the atmosphere of that film. I remember when I first watched it, I was just sitting there thinking, there's just a scene inside, like, I think a grocery store or like a gas station, you know, little shop, and I think it was turned off, like the lights were down, and it was in the middle of the night. But there's just something about the way I don't know what, I was like, I just love John Carpenter films. It's a weird story, but I just remember that scene so vividly and thinking, I love John Carpenter films. There's just something about them that's just so cool. And then the other Blu-ray that was in here was The Ballad of Narayama, the original 1950s version from 1958. This haunting, kabuki-inflected version of a Japanese folk legend is set in a remote mountain village where food is scarce, and tradition dictates that citizens who have reached their 70th year must be carried to the summit of Mount Narayama and left there to die. Now, I have, is it even reachable from where I'm sat? Yes, it is, so give me just a second and I'll give you a quick comparison between the two. I have the Masters of Cinema release of The Ballad of Narayama too, but they're completely different movies. Well, not completely different. They're the same story, but I mean, this seems to be very much on stage. Huge kind of stage locations used in this 50s version, and this version in the 80s, directed by Shohei Imamura, is all shot on location. This is a much more realistic and gritty and violent take of the tale of The Ballad of Narayama, where this is a more kind of artificial version, but nonetheless is supposed to be very good. And this is sourced from a 4K restoration. And this is one of the cheapest Criterions that you can get from America. I believe it was, again, about $16. So I picked that up while I could, because sometimes it goes between $16 and $19, and this definitely isn't one to pick up for $20 with the Barnes & Noble sale, so I thought I'd grab it from Amazon. There's no extras, just a trailer and a teaser, and that's about it. So we're going to have a look inside, see what the booklet is like, and I don't know when I'll put this video up either. But either this is just after or just before I put up my big Criterion haul video, so I guess this is a nice supplement to that. And I was hoping to include this in that Criterion haul video, but it is what it is. And I really thought this wasn't going to turn up after 2 months or whatever it was. I love that cover artwork, gorgeous, really, really nice. Hard to not get glare all over it because the window's open, but really, really strong cover art. And on the inside, really nice booklet artwork too. Take a quick flick through that. Nothing on the inside except for a chapter listing for the movie and a nice big rip in the back of the booklet, as you usually get with these releases, unfortunately. So we have some images from the film, which are quite washed out, I suppose, so might not come up very good. Oh, there you go. It looks better on the camera sometimes. And a little bit of writing, not too much, not the thickest booklet. So this feels like it's worth the money, really. It's not really a stacked Criterion. But it's a Criterion nonetheless, and I'm really intrigued to check this one out. And I might be doing a double bill review of both of these films in my upcoming Asian cinema season. So look out for that if you're interested. Otherwise, that has been my mail day video for today. Thank you for watching. Very special thank you to VeZius once again for that awesome package. I'm so happy to own body bags and really intrigued to check out the editor. And I'm really happy as a completist to add the J card to my Touch of Evil steelbook. So thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate it. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
It's alright by me. Apart from the fact he throws cans of Carlin into a tree. Yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, he's really cool. But he's not quite as cool as you, 'cause